As soon as you turn on the power to the Raspberry Pi, तुमचो Raspberry Pi चालू जातलो आणि तुमच्या सामकारी कलरफुल स्प्लॅश स्क्रीन दिसतली. आणि थोड्याच सेकंदांनी you will see that the Goa2Mars desktop is loaded and presented to you. This is based on the Raspberry Pi OS Buster version. One small thing you will notice in the bottom right corner frequently and which can become an irritation, this low voltage warning that pops up is nothing to worry about. ताजे बद्दल काय टेन्शन घेवची गरज ना. It does not affect your Raspberry Pi. ताका लागून ताचो डॅमेज जावचो ना. It does not affect its performance, nothing. Now the reason why this pop-up keeps coming up is because Raspberry Pi 3B Plus requires a precise power supply of 5.1 volt. But the power adapter that we have given you is of 5 volt. 0.1 volt कमी पडटा म्हणून तो वाडो रडत असता. Even if you have to use the original 4 times more expensive power adapter of Raspberry Pi, you will still keep on getting this irritating warning. Reason for that is the unstable and generally the low voltage that we get in a Goa electricity grid. म्हणजे आमच्या घराकडे नाल्यार स्कुलाकडे जे पावर येता इलेक्ट्रिसिटी लायनी वयल्यान ताजी वोल्टेज जनरली कमी आसता नाल्यार अनस्टेबल आसता म्हणून हे वॉर्निंग तरी तुमकां येत रावतले. सो नथिंग टू वरी, जस्ट क्लिक ऑन इट और इग्नोर इट एंड कॅरी ऑन विथ योर वर्क. Now let's have a look at some key settings of Raspberry Pi. So we go here, click on preferences and हांगासर Raspberry Pi configurationan वचून आमी पळोवया की what are the important settings that you should be aware of, but you should not touch because we have given you all of these pre-configured and you can leave them as they are. सगळ्यान पयली म्हणजे हांगासर under system tab आमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा की we say when the Raspberry Pi boots up, it should boot to desktop. CLI म्हणजे command line interface. Okay, तो आमी enable करूंक ना. We want this particular desktop म्हणजे Goa2Mars desktop दिसपा जाय, so this has to be enabled here. Second one is we have said login as Pi. This is the super user or the admin ID on a Raspberry Pi. The reason we have used this login as user Pi is so that you don't have to type your password every time you start your Raspberry Pi. In case you change this, then you will have to type your password. And your password for Pi user is known to your teacher. But I suggest that you do not touch this, leave it as it is. हे जालें. त्या फुडें मागीर display, do not touch anything over here. Coming to interfaces, here are some important settings which if you touch, some of your GPIO pins will stop working or your Raspberry Pi could get damaged. So please make sure that your settings match what you see here. Nothing to change here in performance tab. If you come to localization and in case you see your time is not matching whatever is your local India time, जाल्यार तुमी हांगा set time zone करचो. तातूंत मागीर ऑप्शन जी दिसता एशिया आणि कोलकाता ही सिलेक्ट करून ओके मारचे. If you make any changes in these tabs, then you need to restart your Raspberry Pi. म्हणजे आमी काय चेंज करचे न्हू, so let's exit from here. दुसरें कितें आसा? दुसरें आसा preferences and appearance settings. हांगासर जर आमी पळयलें जाल्यार this image is what you see here in the background. If you don't like a image and if you want to change, then you may change it over here. मागीर दुसरें कितें आसा? मेनू सायज. तुमकां जर हो मेनू जर बारीक दिसता तो आनीक मोठो करपा जाय जाल्यार हांगासर ऑप्शन आसा व्हेरी लार्ज म्हणून यू कॅन यूज दॅट. मेनूचे पोझिशन वयर आसचो की खाला आसचो. बाय डिफॉल्ट आमी खाला दवरला. यू कॅन लीव इट एज इट इज. सो हांगासर काय आमकां चेंज करचें ना. सो लेट्स गेट आउट ऑफ हियर. Let's have a quick look at the files manager. You will notice that under home and Pi, we have a folder called Goa2Mars. It is recommended that you create subfolders for your different projects or by your teams here and maintain all your code in a structured and organized manner so that you don't lose your code or don't overwrite each other's work. But since these folders are in the drive of your operating system, it is recommended that every time you do any major work, you connect a pen drive and take a backup of your work. When you connect a pen drive, you will get a pop-up like this. Let's say OK to that. And when we open it, let's make sure again that we are maintaining the same folder structure as we have on the Raspberry Pi here for all our projects. Now, before physically removing a pen drive, just make sure that you unmount it or eject it by using this symbol over here and then remove the pen drive. It's very easy to connect your Raspberry Pi to the internet, just like how you connect your smartphone to any Wi-Fi. Click on the Wi-Fi icon and then select the Wi-Fi network that you want to connect and then type in the password. Once you have typed in the correct password, say OK and your Raspberry Pi will connect just like your smartphone. Let's have a quick look at a variety of software that is available for you to use. You have various programming options here, including for music, then for Python, and your most favorite and the one that we are going to use for our program, that is Scratch 3. Besides that, you have your standard Excel equivalent, then you have for drawing, then for PowerPoint presentation equivalent, then here you have the equivalent for Microsoft Word, that's the writer. You have internet browser and other options. Similarly, you have VLC media player for playing videos, you have image viewer, and a variety of accessories like calculator, PDF viewer, SD card copier in case you want to replicate your operating system of your Raspberry Pi, task manager if you want to check the load on your Raspberry Pi, or text editor, and also a terminal if you want to do some command line work. Just like your smartphone, you can also pair various Bluetooth devices with your Raspberry Pi. In the first place, click on this Bluetooth icon and turn the Bluetooth function on. तुमचो ब्लूटूथ स्पीकर वा आनी खंयचो ब्लूटूथ डिवायस पेअर करपा खातीर मागीर तुमी हांगासर येवन एड डिवायस म्हणचे. एड डिवायस म्हणलें की हांगासर जे लिस्ट दिसता तातूंत तुमचो जो डिवायस आसा तो फायंड करचो. तो मेळ्ळ्या उपरांत यू सिलेक्ट ऑन इट एंड यू से पेअर. एकदा पेअरिंग सक्सेसफुल जालें की तुमकां अशी मेसेज दिसतली ओके म्हणचे. And now to send the audio output of your Raspberry Pi, हांगासर right click करूया and here you see your paired device to which now you can send the audio output. This green tick indicates here that the audio output of Raspberry Pi आता सद्याक तो ताजो ऑडियो जॅक आसा तातूंतसून येतलो. तो चेंज करपा खातीर तुमचो जो पेअर केल्लो जो ब्लूटूथ डिवायस आसा तो सिलेक्ट करून ताजेर क्लिक करचें. This way you can send the audio output from your Scratch program or from any videos that you're playing or music that you're making in Sonic Pi and other softwares to the desired Bluetooth speaker. Once you're done with your work on the Raspberry Pi, उगडास दवरचें. केन्नाच Raspberry Pi चो power supply directly switch off करचो न्हू. Always do a soft shutdown by going here, selecting log out आणि हांगासर मागीर shutdown option click करचें. Or if you want to restart your Raspberry Pi, जाल्यार reboot option select करचें. Or if you want to change the logged in user from the current admin user Pi to any other, then you can log out and re-log in with the other user. Once you click on the shutdown option, your Raspberry Pi will shut down all its software processes and the LED lights of the Raspberry Pi will blink for a few seconds. Once the green light has stopped blinking, that is when you can switch off the power supply to the Raspberry Pi.
तुमकां कसलोच प्रश्न, डाउट, डिफिकल्टी आसली जाल्यार सगळ्यान पयलीं गूगल करात. युट्यूबाचेर व्हिडिओ पळयात. तरी जमना जाल्यार आमची व्हॉट्सएप हेल्पलायन जी आसा ताचेर तुमचो प्रश्न घालात. खंयचेय एके भाशेन इंग्लीश, कोंकणी, हिंदीन नाल्यार मराठीन घालात. बरोवपाक त्रास जाता जाल्यार ऑडियो नोट म्हणून घालात. बरें तर do not forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video and share it with others so that children in Goa's villages benefit from our program. देव बरें करूं.